Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Haverhill Journal Live for Monday, June 1st, 2020. I'm Lindsay Paris, here with you tonight live from the HC Media studios. HC Media is now bringing you the Haverhill Journal Live every Monday night at 7 p.m. Right now, this show is live streaming on Channel 22 in Haverhill at haverhillcommunitytv.org and on the HC Media Facebook page. And watch the replay of this show at 5:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. every weekday night on Channel 22. With phase two of the state's reopening plan set to begin on June 8th, it's starting to feel like life is regaining some small semblance of normalcy. The school year has just 3 weeks remaining, with the Haverhill Public Schools' last day set for June 19th. Tonight, Haverhill High School Principal Glenn Burns may be joining us to talk about the unique socially distanced HHS graduation ceremony, as well as final exams and other traditional end-of-year activities that are all happening in a new way. Following that, the Haverhill Plastow YMCA has been a vital community hub for our city for decades. But as with other organizations, their operations have been turned upside down during the pandemic. The Y's Executive Director, Tracy Fuller, will be talking with us about their plans for summer camp, early childcare, and the reopening of their fitness centers. But first, every week, Mayor Jim Fiorentini is joining us to give us the latest update on the pandemic's impact here in Haverhill. Mayor Fiorentini, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me, Lindsay. And tonight, rather than talk at first about the pandemic, I'd like to talk about the terrible incident that took place in Minneapolis last weekend, an incident that's rocked the nation. The Police Chief Alan Denaro and I have issued a statement concerning that, and I'd like to read it now. Mayor Fiorentini and Police Chief Alan Denaro denounced the egregious actions taken by 4 members of the Minneapolis Police Department, whether by action or inaction, that resulted in the death of George Floyd on May 25th, 2020. The Haverhill Police Department and the Mayor's Office have a strong and active relationship with the city's minority community. We pledge to stand with them in their fight against injustice. The Police Department has already begun speaking to community leaders and is planning a community discussion later this week. The city and its police officers will always be resolutely committed to keeping our city safe and treating all of our residents with respect. The Haverhill Police Department embraces the 6 pillars of the principles embodied in the final report of the President's Task Force on 21st Century Policing, and remain committed to professional conduct, democratic policing, and procedural justice for all people. I read that statement because I want to make it clear that not all police officers are bad, and the police officers in Minneapolis do not in any way represent the city of Haverhill or the Haverhill Police Department. We have a great relationship with all members of our community. We've reached out many times and have a good relationship with the minority community, and we're going to work hard to keep that. So I wanted to read that statement, Lindsay, before we talk about the pandemic. Our numbers are going down and down dramatically from 50 or 60 cases a day down to 2 or 3 cases a day now. It didn't happen by accident. It happened because people socially distanced, took care, washed their hands, wear masks when they're out, and we need people to continue that. The restaurants open next week for outdoor dining. We're all excited about that, but I'm going to ask all of you to be especially cautious when you go out. The last thing any of us want is a second wave. We're here to protect you. I'm here to answer any questions that people have, either now or at any other time. Feel free to call me. I'm working every day, as is my staff. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. And as you mentioned, there is going to be a community conversation event on Wednesday night, which will be live streamed here on HC Media. It's at 7 p.m. You can watch it on Channel 22 on our Facebook page or our live stream at haverhillcommunitytv.org. Thanks again, Mr. Mayor. Great news to hear numbers are going down. Restaurants are reopening. Are there any other updates you have for us today?
That's it. I don't want to update you on the budget. We don't want to spoil a good night.
Thanks so much, Mr. Mayor, for joining us.
Well, all kidding aside, we're going to have a deficit on the budget. Every community in the country is. We have reserves, so we're not going to face all of the problems that other communities have. But it's going to be a very tough and difficult budget. I want to warn people in advance that we will not be able to deliver the same level of service in this upcoming year. It won't be a disaster. We're not going to go bankrupt or into receivership or anything like that, but we won't be able to fix as many sidewalks, pave as many streets, plant as many trees, have as many employees. And what we're really concerned about is our schools. That's our top priority, and we're going to work hard to get them the funding that they need. We'll see what
Thank,
happens.
thank you,
Thanks.
Mr. Mayor. Yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
all prepared here, and I think we've all had to tighten our belts a little bit, and so we'll
And we're
be with the
tight.
city during this
I'll
time.
be talking more about this. We'll be cutting a lot from the budget, tightening our belts. Thanks.
Hmm.
Thanks for letting
Very
me on.
good.
Bye bye
Thanks,
now.
Mr. Mayor. As
Thanks.
always, you can stay updated by visiting the Mayor's Haverhill News Facebook page, where he posts daily updates. During the pandemic, the YMCA has been challenged to find new ways to carry out its mission of serving our community at all age levels, from young children up to senior citizens. Children's programs like early child care and summer camps at the Y have been majorly impacted, and families are all wondering what's coming next. Tracy Fuller, Regional Executive Director for the North Shore YMCA, serving Haverhill and Plastow, is here tonight to tell us about the latest developments. Tracy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Lindsay, for having me. Good evening. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you. We are so excited to have you here tonight. And like I said, the Y has been facing a ton of challenges lately, and providing quality childcare has always been one of your hallmarks. How have your early childhood programs been affected during the pandemic?
Well, Lindsay, we have pivoted. I've said that word a lot in the last 12 weeks to provide emergency early education programs and school age programs during this time. We know how important it was for us to be able to provide quality education for those that are working the front lines, essential personnel, those that are working at Holy Family Hospital or Pentucket Medical Associates, and those that really need care, those employees that need to continue to go to work. So we have been running emergency childcare for the last 12 weeks. My dedicated staff have been phenomenal. They have welcomed new children into our program, provided them with support on doing their online education programs, as well as provided them with a high quality, safe place for them to be during these last 12 weeks. And I will say they've been phenomenal. I couldn't ask to work with a better and stronger staff team than I have. So we've learned a lot in regards to social distancing and making sure that we're providing safe experiences in regards to health checks for staff and kids when they come into the program, as well as being socially distant in the program.
It's been a huge challenge. You're one of the only childcare providers that's been able to provide emergency childcare, and so many essential workers really need that right now. So thank you
Yep.
so much for being there for the community.
Well,
I'm going to ask next. We're going to ask you the question. A lot of parents of school age kids are all wondering what is going on with the YMCA summer camps. Will my child be able to go to camp this year?
And the answer is absolutely. We actually were excited to hear Governor Baker today share that he is allowing in phase 2 for summer camps to open. We know that kids right now need an opportunity to have socialization, an opportunity to learn new skills, and an opportunity to to have a quality summer camp experience so their parents can go to work. So we'll be offering a variety of summer camp programs. The first and foremost thing is safety. That is paramount to our programs. It will be even more paramount this summer as we post COVID-19 in regards to safety of our staff, safety of our children. There may be some modifications in the sense of transportation, but we will provide a high quality, safe place for our kids to be, because we know that this is vital for the economy to turn around. It's vital for parents to be able to go back to work and know that their children can be in a safe place. And because we're the Y, we will also provide no child will be turned away due to inability to pay. So that's paramount to our mission that the Y welcomes all, and that's not going to change. We also will provide our summer readers programs because we know, especially over the last few months, that our students are struggling and our students will need support, academic support and literacy support this summer, more important than ever. So it may look a little different, it may feel a little different, but we will work as hard as we can to support all of the families who need a high quality YMCA camp experience this summer.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that because I know so many children, it's difficult being out of school, not being able to socialize, being stuck in the house for a few months.
Yep.
It's, I think just as challenging for the children as it is for the adults, if not more so. And also, just being able to be out in the sun, fresh air, have that summer experience. Do you know, maybe you can't answer this question yet, but will you be able to open Camp Trickland Falls? Are you planning to do a lot of camps on site at the Y in Haverhill or?
Well, here's the interesting thing because as we border New Hampshire, both states are operating summer camp a little bit differently. So we will be opening Camp Trickland Falls, and we will be opening camps at the Y. But who's going where and what exactly does that look like? We're still working that through as we just hired Governor Baker's suggested camp guidelines today, but they will both be open. But the cool thing is that being a part of the Y, the North Shores, we have camp properties in Raleigh and other places that we're going to make sure that our campers have an amazing outdoor experience this summer. Our kids who need the fun of gymnastics will be able to do that, and we're just going to provide as high quality of an experience that we can, managing the guidelines that have been given to us and making sure we're adhering to those guidelines. Because again, keeping our campers and our camp staff as safe as possible is the priority. So
That's really fantastic news. I'm sure that many parents out there are really glad to hear it, as well as kids. Now, in addition to childcare and summer camps, you also serve a large adult population at your fitness facilities in
yep,
Haverhill and Plastow. And a lot
yep.
of people are really missing their workout. Will they be able to get into the gym anytime soon? And will there be any changes when we do get back into the gym?
Well, yes. So we have been, in the last 12 weeks, we have built out a great virtual content for our members. So we've had a lot of members who've stayed with us and we stream workouts and have a huge repository of workouts so that members are able to be as healthy as they can. But the
Oh,
exciting
awesome.
news is that in New Hampshire, we're actually this week able to open our facility at the Plastow Community Y to a modified level. So we will be opening as of Thursday, June 4th. We're opening to our members who we have a handful of members who are going to try our new modifications for our high user members on Wednesday, June 3rd. And, we'll be slowly reopening. We're going to do this slowly and intentionally because we don't want to take steps backwards. We only want to move forward with what we're able to offer and make sure as we open slowly, make sure that all of our systems are in place and keeping our members safe and keeping our staff safe. And then we'll continue to, as we get increased guidelines reopen. But we're really excited. So some of the new things they'll see is some plexiglass as they come in. They will see a lot of signage in regards to making sure that staff and members are healthy. Members will have to make an appointment to come in and utilize a set fitness time. We will also have senior wellness hours that will be available every afternoon. We'll have some limited hours to open. And our equipment has been positioned 6 feet or more apart so that our members will be able to get on and off equipment safely without walking into another member. And we'll be doing much more cleaning in between each of our different shifts, as well as every block of time. So, keeping our members safe is really important. We want to do this well. We're also going to be adding a few outdoor opportunities, such as an outdoor boot camp class, a basketball skills and drills, as well as outdoor pickleball for our members. So again, really hearing some feedback from our members of what they want from us and being able to open. So we're very excited. It's been a busy week. So we'll be able to test a few things out and that'll tell us what may or may not work at our Haverhill Y when we're able to reopen, which according to the governor would be, if everything is on track, phase 3, which would be later this month in June.
Oh, such great news, Tracy. It has been so terrific to have you here tonight. And
Thank you.
hats off to you and your staff for all that you do for the community.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. We appreciate. We've had to pivot in a number of different ways. Been providing lunches to families who don't have transportation, and again, we have a great staff team, a great board of directors who are ready to lead and support the community where they need us. And there's been some new ways that the community has needed us, and the Y is ready to answer the call. So, thank you, Lindsay, so much for having me.
Oh, it's so great. Now, is there any way that people can keep up with Wise reopening updates? Should we visit your Facebook page, your website?
Both the Facebook page and the website, but the Facebook page probably has the most current information. But either that or our website, it also has our virtual content as well. So be able to keep in touch with us through both of those ways. And as we get updates, we're going to be happy to share them with our members.
Awesome. And that website is northshoreymca.org. Thanks so much, Tracy, again.
Lindsay, have a great day. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You too. And that is our show for Monday, June 1st. Thanks so much for joining us. And again, tune in on Wednesday night at 7 for a live stream of the community conversation hosted by Kat Everett. As always, keep watching HC Media for up-to-date information, public service announcements, series programs, and more. I'm Lindsay Paris, and have a wonderful evening, everyone. Good night.